G'day sales world. Navigating long sales cycles is a real challenge for any salesperson or startup or founder in a B2B SaaS company. It's especially difficult if you're a salesperson and you are on probation. Maybe you're only on probation for 6 months, but the sales cycle is at least 10 months or 12 months. It presents a real pressure situation. So in this video today, I'm going to share with you some tips on how to reduce longer sales cycles and accelerate your sales process. So let's get into it. My name is Gavin Tye. I'm the founder of Sales Market Fit, and I help B2B SaaS companies develop the sales strategy. Now, a key component of developing the right sales strategy is shortening sales cycles. If we can shorten the sales cycle, we can win more clients per year and grow the business. And that's really what we're aiming to try to do. Now, some of the challenges that come with long sales cycles is you may not have a lot of runway. You may only have 10 months of runway in the business, but sales cycles could be upwards of 18 months. So that presents a real problem for the business. It also presents a real problem in the business if your target clients have churn. Maybe you're dealing with someone in an organization and they churn or leave the business, then you're really starting again, and then so frustrating. I've done this in so many instances and it really stalls or sends a sales process back to zero. Now, as a startup or a small B2B SaaS company, or even a medium to large B2B SaaS company, we really have limited ways we can reduce the sales cycle. Large clients, particularly if you're dealing with government organizations, they set the tone, they set the pace of the sales interaction. There are a few key things that we can do to shorten the sales cycle. So let's get into it. The first way that we can shorten the sales cycle is create a real need to solve a costly problem in their business. Now, most businesses or startups or SaaS businesses only speak in solutions. But if you focus on the problem inside a target client and show them that it's actually costing them a huge amount of money and they simply cannot sustain their current practices, then that's a real incentive to get them to choose your product quickly and shorten the sales cycle. It's by highlighting the direct and indirect impacts really gives you a shot in shortening the length of time your clients need to get to a buying decision. And I've done this plenty of times by developing tools to show the financial cost to their business and also the risk to their business. I'm saying, hey, you simply cannot stay in this state anymore. It is way too dangerous, way too unsafe. It's costing you way too much money. But look at our solution. For a 10th of that cost or a 20th of that cost, you can solve that really simply within about 2 or 3 months. And it makes it a really easy decision for them to make. So another way to shorten the sales cycle is knowing your clients' drivers and objectives for the quarter or the half year or the year that you're talking to them. If you can align your solution to help them achieve those objectives, you are far more likely to shorten the sales cycle because they have KPIs they need to achieve, and your product may let them just do that. Now, another key way to shorten sales cycles is anticipate the needs of your target clients on their buying journey. If we can anticipate their needs, we can develop tools and strategies to shave off 1 or 2 weeks or a month here and there as they're going through their journey. And we can also shape the way they see the problem or the way they're measuring the problem, make it larger. And then we can use that information to guide them and make them a decision to ultimately buy your product. In this particular process, I'll develop ROI tools like a quantitative cost calculator or a qualitative risk matrix to help them highlight what their current impacts are in their business. When they have a detailed understanding, then they're ready to move forward, and I will guide them and develop the tools to help them move along way quicker than if they were doing it themselves. Now, in certain cases in the past, I've dealt with large government organizations that had to go to tender. What I would do is I would develop tender documentation, user requirements or system requirements to go out as a framework to start asking the user groups or stakeholders in their business about what do they want a system to have. And because I gave them this framework, the majority of the functionality was our solution and it wasn't the competitor. So I was also separating us from the competition, and I knew they wanted our solution when they would come back to the market with mostly all of our functionality. Now, having key marketing materials to demonstrate key value propositions or case studies is also a handy way. Now, anticipating that your going to need them, or you're going to communicate that particular value prop and have that ready in the conversation as well, is a great way to communicate value and get them to see the benefit of your platform to move forward quicker to a buying decision as well. One of the contributing factors when it comes to long sales cycles is businesses aren't used to buying software that costs a lot of money. And internally, they have these internal processes. They'll have an IT process, they'll have a procurement process, they'll have a security process. So sometimes what they do is they run these processes in series. They'll go, okay, we've done IT, okay, let's do security, okay, we've done that, then let's do procurement or legal and things like that. Because you're B2B technology platform, you can suggest potentially running these processes in parallel. So if you think about it, each process might take 3 weeks to run. If you've got 4 processes, that's 12 weeks. But if you're running them in series, that's still 3 weeks, and you've just shaved 9 weeks off the total length of sale. It's a great way that you can shorten the sales cycle. And because your buyers aren't experts in buying software, they're not necessarily thinking like this, and they don't know everyone that needs to be involved. So you can guide them and lead them to a quicker outcome. Now, we must be proactive. Being proactive so our clients aren't waiting for us is really, really key. If they're coming back to us with questions, if we're delaying 1 or 2 days and getting back to them, 1 or 2 days, 10 or so times is 20 days in the sale, and it's extending the length of sale that long. So we have to get back to them as quick as we can, and we have to be proactive. If a client is asking us for a specific question, and we know that other clients are also going to come back and ask us another follow-up question, you should supply them with the question that they asked for and saying, hey, you may also be interested to know these answers to these questions too, because we feel that you may come back and ask that. So by anticipating and being proactive, maybe going above and beyond what they're asking for, goes a long, long way of reducing sales cycles. Now, finally, as I mentioned before, one of the biggest contributing factors is staff turnover inside your client organization. So a really key way to keep a sale moving is involve multiple people from your business and their business and get them to talk to each other. So that's a really critical way as well. And it's a way to get insight and discussions about potential objections and issues that may arise in the sale, because more people are talking to each other and they can get that back channel info and you can deal with that in real time. And that ultimately reduces the length of sale. When it comes to a length of sale, at the end of the day, we want to get paid. And if it's going to be a 2-year pipeline or an 18-month sales cycle, you want to get paid substantially. So we have to do the work to make sure if we're going to go that long, we're not going to lose it at the end. So I hope that helps. If you find it useful, please like and subscribe to the channel. I develop sales strategy content for B2B SaaS companies all the time, and I'd really appreciate your support. Thanks a lot. See you next time.